What are you spending your time on? Sharon Hornelson here. Welcome to day 70 of our Supersize Your Business Annual Challenge, focusing on money and finances all this month. And today's topic is your time. What are you, I want to say, investing your time in and spending your time on, or squandering, or I say fiddle farting away because I think that's a fun technical term. What are you spending your time and energy on that doesn't build your business, doesn't get you more customers or cash flow, doesn't get you more positive attention, but sometimes negative attention is okay too. Attention to your business, your products and services, that doesn't help serve and help your internal as well as your external customers. Meaning, as a founder, I firmly believe that our main job is making sure everybody else can do their jobs, right? And also helping with the different areas and functions that we are an expert in and that we love to do. So today we're looking at that and we're asking ourselves, am I spending my time and energy on high value activities? By value, I mean exchange of dollars. I learned this pretty early on in my corporate career because I was really busy in my first couple of jobs out of college. And in addition to that, I had my first job out of college, I had purchased and joined forces with a gentleman and his wife who had an Italian food manufacturing business and a liquor store. And that was a lot. It was a lot for somebody. Luckily, I was single and had no kids. And so I had a lot more time available, but I was learning a lot. It was a learning curve time. And I had to decide, what am I going to spend my time and energy on? Am I going to be out partying with my friends? And my friends from work, or am I going, and you have to build relationships, right, in corporate America, or am I going to spend some of that time building that business and making sure that it grows, increasing my skills and making sure I'm more valuable to the organization that put their trust in me by hiring me right out of college? So today we're going to think about, and I actually did this when I had an Italian food manufacturing business for 35 years. And every once in a while, somebody would call in sick or at the last minute or not show up. And that's kind of a newer phenomenon. I've been in business a long time. And I remember the first time that somebody no called, no showed. They didn't show up. I just assumed they had been in an accident on the way to work or were in jail or something. Well, it turns out he actually was in jail. So I felt a little bad about that. But lessons learned, right? But I was, on that day, I had to fill in. In manufacturing, you have a production line, and usually every spot on that production line needs to be filled if you're going to have any sort of efficiency or effectiveness during the day. So I had to fill in on the cooker. And as I was on the cooker, I had my notes in my little notebook. I was making sales calls, which is a high value activity, right? And cooking. And so while I was cooking, after I got done with my sales calls, I was paying attention to the process. I always look for ways to improve everything that I'm doing and processes. So I did a couple of those things, which is high value added activity, by the way. But then I was just cooking. And I started thinking about, and I grabbed a piece of paper and writing down all the time and energy I have wasted so far at that point in my career and in my business doing low value activities like helping out on the line, being on the cooker, things that weren't really adding value or building or growing the business. And I was shocked and a little bit horrified, but it was a wake up call for me to say, okay, I really need to get better at making sure we have the help we need, delegating, and spending my time and energy building this business, not working in the business. And that was a big revelation, which I'm inviting you to have as well today. There are certain things that we still cling on to. And if we love to do them, great. If we don't love to do them, it's time to start finding ways to delegate, offload, or get other people to help us do them. I was sharing the example in the Supersize You challenge today that I still do laundry and I still do dishes sometimes, not all the time, but sometimes, because it gives my mind a break from the higher value activities that I'm doing the vast majority of the time nowadays. So learning new skills is something that I consider a high value activity. Having a coach or mentor or being part of a program or a community that is like-minded, that is personal development and growth that we all need. It's outside perspective on how we could do things differently in our business. And I think those are critical things that we do. And guess what? The vast majority of business owners do not do those things. I would say maybe 5%. Everybody wants to grow and build and supersize their business. But the truth is, only about 5% of the people that say that will actually take action toward it. Now, if you're listening to me on an annual challenge, chances are you are one of that 5%. But if you're not, stick with us, because this is the fastest, easiest way to make things happen in a high value way without it being painful or taking too much time. All right, so that's our topic for today. I want you to share in the comments below what percent of your time right now, being perfectly honest, do you think is spent on high value activity versus low value activity? I'm going to say if it's less than 20%, time to make some adjustments and some changes in how you're valuing yourself and what you bring to the table. All right, we're also doing our SOAP framework. I picked monetizing my school community as my challenge area that I'm working on through the SOAP framework. And so where am I right now versus where I want to be? Big gap, right? Really big gap there. So I'm going to, O stands for options. We have infinite possibilities. I'm going to brainstorm at least 10 ways to start filling that gap. That's what you're going to do today. For the challenge area you picked, you're going to pick and start brainstorming 10 possible ways to fill that gap. You're not going to analyze any of them. You're not going to think about them. You're just going to write them down. The more the better is what I'm going to say about this whenever it comes to brainstorming. That go for at least 10. You have time today. We all have time today to get 10 things brainstormed on a little scrap of paper or a Post-it note. And we'll talk about those tomorrow. That's all I've got for you today. If I can help you in any way, hit me up and ask. Otherwise, what are we sharing? Percent of time that we're spending in high value activities. Okay? Or, yeah, let's just do that. Let's just share high value activities. If you would like to be a part of our school community, which is not monetized yet, meaning you can get in for free, just let me know by putting Supersize in the comments below, and I will send you the invite. That's it. Have an awesome day. If I can help you in any way, ask. Bye. I'll see you tomorrow. Slow connection now. Can't see the button. I like to do funny things at the end. See if anybody watches.